I got my cool selfie stick. Yeah. I got a really cool selfie stick that I want to be using, but the battery wasn't charged. It's one of those cool things that stabilizes as you walk. Stabilizes everything for you naturally. It's like this cool magnetic technology. Hi Adam, how are you, bud? Good to be with you, bro. Loved your post about I'll tell everybody what you said. I'll give you credit. Adam said, in order to effectively cleanse the body, in order to effectively repair the body, you have to imagine your body as a street or a road. And you know, you've got all this traffic coming and going, all this commotion, and you know, you've got people with their road rage, stop, get out of the way, honking, and all this just crazy traffic and commotion, maybe even some accidents. Hey Aubrey. And in order to fix the road, if you've got a problem, if you need to fix the road, you have got to stop the traffic. You've got to stop everything so that you can work on the road. And I thought, what a great analogy for what we're doing with ER Shred. I wanted to record this last night, but Crystal, she told me that, you know, I was too tired. It was late. I've been so excited about all the results. Crystal and I did 2 different calls last night for, we did one for Bob. Hey Nicole, good morning. We did one for Bob Seavright, and then we did another call for Lorena and Bob and Allie, of course. And then we did another call for Lorena Grigg and Tom Grigg. And the results coming in are just nuts. I mean, it is just something special. Mind-blowing results, life-changing results, just not normal stuff. And you can see it in people's eyes. You can see it. You can see when things click. And there were some stories that were shared that were just breathtaking, really. And I got to thinking about it last night, and I thought, you know what, this is really cool, because the election, if you haven't noticed, and I will not get political, but if you haven't noticed, it's been unbelievably divisive. This election has been, well, let's put it this way. It's revealed how divided this country is. If you look at just split vote and how many people feel one way and how many people feel another, you realize, whoa, this country is incredibly divided. And of course, that's born of freedom, which is the beauty of this country. When you have freedom, you get to choose, and people are allowed that right. But I got to tell you, this ER Shred, it launched like October 1st or October 3rd, and it's really taken hold, and it's really growing fast. It's been unbelievable to witness. And one of the coolest parts about it for me, oh, thanks Nicole, and you're making a big difference too. One of the coolest parts is that it's a unifier. What we found is that it's unifying people at a time when everybody's just after each other and attacking each other. We've got all these people coming together, and it's going to make me emotional because it's been really cool. People of different religions, doesn't matter. People of different political parties, it doesn't matter. People, even right here during the thick of this election, right through it, we've got all these people coming together, and they're all supporting each other, and they're all cheering each other on, and they're all kind of united in this cause. That's been cool. And that's at a time when I've never seen a country so crazy and divided. And yet, you know, it's like my friend Bob Seavright said. Bob said, oh, hey, Luna. Bob said, he said, in his normal state, in his normal self, or as he called it, his, you know, the old Bob, he said he would have been losing his mind over this election. He would have been going crazy. He said he would have been smashing things and breaking things, and he said, but that's the old Bob. And then he said the new Bob is chill. The new Bob is happy. And then he said his Michigan Warriors got beat, and I think it was Michigan State, and he had to do all these push-ups. And he said the old Bob, hey Kendall, the old Bob would have been going crazy, would have ruined maybe not even just his day, maybe would have ruined a whole week. He would have just loathed over that. But he said the new Bob, he's chill, and he's got good perspective, he's got good energy, and you know, he understands that it's okay. He can control what he can control, and he can control the way he feels and the thoughts he chooses about all these things that are happening. So with all that in mind, it's been so cool. It's been like, even in my line of work, it's been so cool to work with other people who I have no financial connection to, but to find some common ground and to find something we could connect on and build upon together. So I just wanted to, issue some shouts out saying thank you, because I feel a lot of gratitude this morning. But first of all, I just wanted to say how good it feels. I want to be a unifier. I don't want to be a divider. And I feel like, you know, when I left my faith, and I'm not going to say I have regrets, but when I left my faith, I feel like there was part of me that there was so much resentment. There was so much resentment towards what I perceived as, you know, injustice. And so therefore, what spewed out of me was contention. What spewed out of me was, it was disharmony. It was not unity. It was not building bridges. I was in a space where I wanted to destroy, and I wanted to break down, and and I'm just being completely honest with you. Which, you know, thank you to all of you that know me well and know my intentions, and know Crystal and I have good intentions, and we love people. So much about this world, you know, you can't make sense of it. There's so much you can't make sense of. And you try, you know, we could all be wrong. That's one thing that I wish everyone could consider, is we could all be wrong about all kinds of things. We're here, and I think we all love each other, so that matters. You know, if you have a good heart and you love people, and if you can assume the best about people, this world could be, I just told Crystal last night, we were talking about it, I said, what would this world be like if everybody was honest? If everybody wasn't playing games? If everybody wasn't trying to be right all the time? If we had legitimate tolerance? Wow. Like, wow. That song, right? Imagine. Wow. So anyway, with all that said, I want to be a unifier. I don't want to be a divider. And so last night, one of the calls that I did was predominantly with Mormon people. And it felt good. It's just interesting. It felt really, really good. And I want to say thank you to Lorena and Tom Grigg for opening up their hearts and knowing that, you know, we even had a falling out. If I'm being honest, we had a falling out because Lorena is very passionate about her faith. And obviously I was very passionate about what I was going through. But, you know, in the end, we've come back together, and we love each other. And, you know, it doesn't have to be who's right and who's wrong, and it doesn't have to be all of that. And I see that now. I didn't see that then, but I see it now. So, you know, we have to just work with what we can control. I keep telling you guys the same thing over and over and over. It's not about what is right. It's not about what is wrong. It's not about who is right, who is wrong. It's not about what is good, what is bad, what is true, what is false. If it's not hurting anybody, then it can be, and it can be useful, then you have to work with that. And that's what I'm starting to find out. I wanted to say thank you to some people. First of all, I wanted to say thank you to John Anderson for formulating and starting the company, Isogenics, and the original protocol. I wanted to say thank you to Jim and Kathy Coover for, you know, helping to found the company, and they've run the company all this time, and they've done a great job of keeping it afloat, keeping it going in the right direction, and thank you for everything you do. Wanted to say thank you to my mom and dad, because, you know, I love them so much, and they're the ones that got me in this industry. I came off a Mormon mission, and all I knew is that I hated school with a passion. I went to one class and dropped out of college. But mom and dad, you know, they were always anxiously trying to find me opportunities to, you know, to succeed and to find my way. And so thank you for that. Hey, bub. There he goes. Wanted to say thank you to, specifically around the ER shred. I wanted to thank a handful of people, of course Crystal, because when we embarked upon this endeavor, I remember Crystal was just, as she always is, she was on board every step of the way. Even though it kind of flew in the face of everything she was doing, she jumped on board and supported, you know, me and us and everyone else, and I'm just so grateful. Crystal's always been that way. Crystal's always the one that shows up and says, why not? You know, why, even though it flies in the face of conventional wisdom, even though it sounds crazy, she'll always just say, hey, let's go, let's try it. Why not? You know, what's the worst that could happen? Crystal doesn't mind failing. She doesn't mind looking stupid. I love that about her. Wanted to thank my mentors, who I usually, you know, always consult with on all kinds of different things, and you know, Peter Greenlaw was one of those, Bob Seavright, Jesse Jamnick. Just thank you for all your input and all your support, and for being there for me, as you have been over the years. And John Anderson, of course, is always there for me. Who else? And then I just wanted to thank, like, Lenny Evans. You've been a great, you know, it's been nice to reconnect with you, and of course you've supported me beyond just ER Shred. That's what I'm finding, and what's kind of cool about the concept is I'm finding all these new, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like we're reconnecting on ER Shred, but there's more depth there than that. Bob, you know, people like that. Everybody that's just been jumping on board and seeing it for what it is. And I have to tell you, you won't see it for what it is until you try it. And I finally just had to beg. Some of the people that have come on board, I finally just had to beg them, like, please, please, just do it. Because you won't get it until you do it. You've got to do it, you've got to feel it. We say it's like riding a bike. You can explain it to someone till you're blue in the face. Until they do it, they won't get it. You know, you could put your feet on the pedals and then pedal fast and then get some momentum going. And no, you could explain it till you know every which way to ride a bike. Until they get on there and push off and try to balance themselves, they're never going to figure it out. But people are figuring it out. Go to bodyalive.com and it'll direct you to our group, and you'll see all these incredible results coming in. You'll see all this energy. You go, what in the heck have they got going on here? Hey, Kelly. Thank you, and thank you for your video this morning in the group. It was awesome. It was about deciding, you know, first, before anything else, you have to decide. So I thought that was incredible. Yeah, I just felt an enormous amount of gratitude this morning and last night. I just felt this enormous rush of, wow, you know, we can actually come together. We can have unity. We can, you know, and people can do things differently. That's okay. Let them do things differently, and don't box people in, and, you know, don't force feed people. Don't make people robots. You know, we can find our own way of doing things, and it's okay. As long as our intention is good and we're helping people, our motivation is pure, then what could be so wrong about that? Go see the results. What could be so wrong about those results? Can't be anything wrong with that. You know, Crystal was telling me last night, she says, Sean, she says, Look at what's happening. Look at the results coming in. This is just, it's just goodness. It's just goodness, and it feels so good to help people. It feels so good to see these results coming in. It's tremendously gratifying, unbelievably so. You know, and I think that's just how we're wired as human beings. When we find something that works, we just can't help but share, and we can't help but hope that people will have the same result, the same benefit. And when people thank you, I mean, that's the real magic, is when people thank you, like, whoa, this really helped me. Thank you. Thank you for helping me. I was hurting, or I was in a bad place, or I'd hit rock bottom, or when you can really genuinely, sincerely help people, and they feel like you gave them a gift, and they hold you in that space in their heart, and they hold you there as someone that really cared for them and helped them. That's where it's at. It's really right there is the special space where you can find fulfillment in life. So let's all be unifiers. Hi, Sue. Thank you, Sue. Let's all be unifiers. Let's drop all the politics, and let's drop all the religious dogma. You know, let's drop all the really strong, hardcore opinions. And you know, if we could just operate by a few simple rules, let's, you know, is it hurting anyone? If it's hurting someone, we might want to reconsider it. Is it whatever it is, or do we view it as the one and only way? You know, ER shred isn't the only way. It's not. So if we were to treat it that way, then that would be intolerant, and that would be exclusive, and that's not what we're after. So it'll work for some, and it won't work for others in terms of ideology and so forth, dietary habits and so forth. So these are just, you know, the kinds of things that move around in my head. Bottom line is, let's be unifiers. Let's show gratitude for our loved ones. Let's be unifiers. And let's find common ground to build upon. That's magic. All right, you guys, have a great weekend, would you? Have some fun with your friends. Get out in nature if you can. Do something fun. I know it's just stressful times, guys. We gotta, I know a lot of people, they've gone crazy over the last 3-4 days. Crazy. You know, rightly so, I get it. You're charged, you're passionate. It's probably time to reset. Do a hard reset with your mind, with your spirit, with your body. Let's get back into a good, healthy state moving forward. And, you know, look in your sphere. What can you control? It's like one of my mentors, John DeLynn, told me. He says, Sean, he says, you could sit and worry about children starving in Africa. You could obsess over it all day, every day. You could watch videos of children starving in Africa. Your heart could bleed for them. You could give every cent you have to them. He says, but you know what? At the end of the day, you can only do so much where you are in your sphere. It's not to say you can't help, but you've also got to keep things within reason, because there's only so much you can control. There's only so much you can reach. There's only so much you can do. And, you know, that's the human experience, isn't it? So kind of, let's recalibrate. It's time to recalibrate. Get the mind right, get everything right, get the soul right, get the spirit right, get the body right. And God, if we were all just operating in a good, healthy space, just think about the vibration, you know, of this earth and of humanity. Good things will come of that. Bye-bye.